This business will have you feel like you don't belong.
Yeah.
And anybody who makes you feel that way will not be around much longer because things are changing.
What is it like to be inside a viral moment like that? Have you all had one where you're like, oh, this thing that I thought up sitting on my bed is now had 1 million views?
Yeah.
Yeah, the moment that I had happened randomly and I was like, I'm gonna get fired for this joke. But it was about Meghan Markle. So remember when Meghan Markle was like, y'all too racist, I'm out, right?
Yeah.
So then when that happened, I wasn't on that headline. So like at the Daily Show, like, you know, we all kind of like write on everything we do. It's called gangs, like everybody like writes or whatever like that. But I was on another piece and I was in rehearsal. And as Trevor was talking, he was talking about the Meghan Markle story. I turned to a black dude, Christian, who's a producer, and I was like, no, I was like, she looked at Harry. She was like, you need to get a job. That's what happened. And he laughed. And I said, oh, this is it. So I walked down to rewrite and I told Jubin, who's the EP who I owe my whole career to, he's the reason why I'm there. He was like, hi, Trevor, you need to hire this person, hire her right now. I told Jubin, he was like, that's hilarious. Tell Trevor right now. So we were in rewrite and I told Trevor, he said, X, that's so funny. And I was like, I'm not gonna get fired. And I was like so shocked because I was like, because I will say like some stuff just does not look good in the way that I speak, you know, like my language, my grammar, like how I talk, like sometimes on paper it's just like, it doesn't hit. But when I say it and you know I'm saying it, it hits, and it did. And Trevor said on the air and everybody reposted it. And all these black ass outlets was reposting. And I was like, that's my joke. And this is the biggest thing because I really love when my community laughs. I mean, and we laugh, you know, we hit, we turn, we smack. Like, I love a good laugh. And when other black people were texting me, because I don't like mercy laughs. When other black people were texting me, they say, did you write that joke that Trevor said? I was like, wow.
They were like, we heard your voice. We heard you.
Yes. Isn't that crazy? That was crazy to me for you to hear my voice through this vessel, a very attractive vessel. So I was saying, because that's, you know, sometimes that's how people can receive it, right? I was like, Trevor, make sure you use them dips when you say so that they play it again. So you being the attractive vessel. That's what I was.
Yes,
exactly.
Like, me too. We're doing a thing after this where we're all gonna have a support group to make sure our ex understands she is not getting fired.
No,
girl, you're good.
But y'all gotta understand, like coming from where I come from, like I come from like very humble beginnings. You do not rock the boat. I worked at Old Navy and it was like, don't you fold the shirts like this. You want to fold a shirt like that, I'm fired you. And I was like, okay. You know, so I'm just like, I would never want, but the reason why I had to why I said it too, I was like, not only is Trevor the only one that can make this joke, Trevor has to make this joke. And when it got so much love, and like, I got so much love in the office, and I had been there for like a year and some change. And so it was very good to know that I had like gotten so much better, and I grew so much as a writer to get to that point, and just to have that level of respect of the other writers who I respect highly. And to get so like that whole week, it was replayed over and over. So that was very humbling, but it was a great, great moment.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Heather Gardner. Now, if you enjoyed that panel, be sure to check out last night's Late Night by EW, which drops every single morning on Quibi. It's the only show out there that showcases the most must-see late night moments, from monologue jokes to sketches to celebrity interviews, all in one fell swoop.